Can I put the other stuff out that we've been knowing about?
Nah, they too young. Like it's like that. Like I moved away from it. Like
So how many of them was it? 2, 3, what?
I don't know, like 8.
Oh, so it was them at 8 and they tried to rush you for real.
Yeah.
That's where you just draw the line on friendship and hanging out and supporting and being cool. It's like, no, and that's it.
Did Diddy's sons really try to take Ray J out once and for all? And is Ray J finally ready to break his silence on Diddy's darkest secrets? Could it be that Diddy himself ordered the hit? And how deep does their feud actually run?
God forgives, but we don't forget, and there's no room for friendship.
This latest confrontation almost came to blows outside a Hollywood Halloween party. And guess who stepped in to defuse it? Chris Brown. But could this have ended much worse?
Out of nowhere, Chris Brown hops out the car like a leprechaun out of the magically delicious sky. And like, honestly, he started breaking it up.
So what made Diddy's sons, Quincy, Justin, and Christian, confront Ray J like that? Did Ray's words cross a line that no one can take back?
I'm not saying what's up to Puff like that ever again.
And what about the explosive secrets that could shake Hollywood if Ray decides to expose them all? You won't believe what he almost revealed.
Can I put the other stuff out that we've been knowing about?
Nah, they too young. Like it's like that. Like I moved away from it.
Is this the beginning of a war between Diddy's sons and Ray J? Or is there something even darker happening behind the scenes? This story takes us to an exclusive Halloween party in Los Angeles, where Ray J found himself face to face with Diddy's sons, Justin, Christian, and Quincy.
So how many of them was it? 2, 3, what?
I don't know, like 8.
Oh, so it was them at 8 and they tried to rush you for real.
Yeah.
According to reports, Diddy's sons didn't show up just to have a good time. They came with a message, and they weren't leaving without making it heard. According to TMZ, Quincy, Justin, and Christian nearly came to blows with Ray J outside of influencer Tara Electra's recent Halloween party in Los Angeles. After the party wrapped up in the early hours of the morning, Ray J was allegedly confronted by Diddy's kids who took issue with how he's been talking about their dad publicly. But just as things were about to get ugly, Chris Brown unexpectedly jumped in to separate the two sides.
Out of nowhere, Chris Brown hops out the car like leprechaun out of the magically delicious sky. And like, honestly, he started breaking it up.
Could it be that Ray J's criticism of Diddy went too far? This is reportedly the latest confrontation between Diddy's kids and Ray J. They've allegedly approached him several times before due to the comments that Ray J has made about Diddy's ongoing legal situation. A week prior to this, Diddy's kids made it clear that they're standing by their dad in the midst of the serious legal trouble that he's in. His family released a public statement saying, "The past month has devastated our family. Many have judged both him and us based on accusations, conspiracy theories, and false narratives that have spiraled into absurdity on social media. We stand united, supporting you every step of the way. We hold on to the truth, knowing it will prevail, and nothing will break the strength of our family. We miss you and love you, Dad." Earlier this month, Diddy's mother, Janice Combs, released her own statement defending her son as well. She wrote that she was profoundly saddened by the public lynching and heartbroken over how people are choosing to believe the stories being told about Diddy. "My son may not have been entirely truthful about certain things, such as denying he has ever gotten violent with an ex-girlfriend when the hotel's surveillance showed otherwise," she wrote. "Sometimes the truth and a lie become so closely intertwined that it becomes terrifying to admit one part of the story, especially when that truly is outside the norm is too complicated to be believed. It is important to recognize that none of us, regardless of our status, are immune to fear or mistakes," she continued. "Not being entirely straightforward about one issue does not mean my son is guilty of the repulsive allegations and the grave charges leveled against him. Many individuals who were wrongfully convicted and later exonerated had their freedom taken from them, not because they were guilty of the crimes they were accused of, but because they didn't fit the image of what this society considers to be a good person." In any case, Ray J has been vocal lately about Diddy's rumored scandals and his own alleged involvement. But was this confrontation more than just words? Could this have been a setup by Diddy himself? And let's not forget, Whack 100 didn't hold back either. He's got words for Diddy's sons that no one could ignore.
Can I put the other stuff out that we've been knowing about?
Nah, they too young. Like, it ain't like that. Like, I moved away from it. Like,
But what exactly does he know that has him so fired up? And is Ray J really ready to risk it all and snitch on Diddy, even if it means facing danger himself? A few months ago, Ray J sat down for an interview with The Art of Dialogue and didn't hold back on his reaction to footage showing Diddy allegedly Cassie in a Los Angeles hotel in 2016. Knowing Diddy for decades, Ray J couldn't hide his deep disappointment, describing Diddy's actions in the video as unforgettable. "It's not okay," Ray J remarked. "When somebody's in a position where we look up to them, expecting them to be a leader in a space we're all working hard to reach, that behavior's just unacceptable. It's not okay."
You know, when somebody is around somebody and we're counting on them to be one of our leaders in a space that we're all trying to get to, that's not acceptable to do.
Ray J made it clear that his respect for Diddy had taken a serious hit, hinting that he no longer wanted to keep their friendship intact after seeing the footage. I mean, maybe it's forgivable in a spiritual sense. Like, you forgive everyone, but it's unforgettable, he said.
That's where you just draw the line on friendship and hanging out and supporting and being cool. It's like, it's done, you know, and that's it.
Ray J didn't hold back on his feelings, even suggesting that Diddy might need an exorcism, calling his actions toward Cassie demonic. Ray J's frustration was palpable as he continued. "It's not something people can just brush off. You can't do that. It's not okay. It's not cool. Period," he said. The video was heartbreaking, shameful, and unacceptable. "I've never seen anything like that in my life. I don't know what kind of demon you are, but somebody needs to perform a mother effing exorcism and fast."
I don't know what kind of demon you are, but, you know, somebody need to form an exorcism fast.
Reflecting on Diddy's future in the entertainment industry, Ray J also speculated that while Diddy might keep his financial security, his reputation in Hollywood had taken a serious blow. "Life in this industry goes on without certain people when their membership in the club gets revoked," Ray J explained. "It's over, so there's no room for mistakes like that at that level. You can't do that. It's inexcusable. If you threw a party tonight, those top people on your guest list, they won't be there. Anyone throwing a party tomorrow, a foundation, anything that has substance to it, certain people just aren't going to be invited anymore." In another recent interview with Shannon Sharp, Ray J didn't stop at voicing his disapproval. He said he believes Diddy deserves more than criticism. He deserves public punishment. "The homie needs a public whipping. That's the only way it's going to be made right," he said passionately. "With a public whipping." Ray J even went as far as to suggest that Diddy should be tied up with his hands raised and given 100 lashes.
The homie need a public whipping.
Yeah.
It's the only way it's gonna be right, with a public whipping. Like, you know, the whip.
And jury to
100 lashes.
Ray J also took the opportunity to address Cassie directly, apologizing for not realizing the extent of what she had endured back then. He expressed his regret for not knowing about the while he was around Diddy, praising Cassie for her strength during those dark times.
I'm sorry for everything that you encountered. I've been around you. I've been around y'all. I never knew, you know what I'm saying? And I apologize.
But despite everything Ray J had to say, he's not exactly an innocent player in all this either. While he's speaking out against Diddy's behavior now, Ray J has had his own controversies over the years, some even tied back to his connection with Diddy. One person who has been exposing Ray's shady dealings is Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams has been pretty forthcoming about her battles against addiction through the years, right from when she was still a radio host back in the 90s. She was fighting these battles through the years, and during that time was when she allegedly got with Ray J. And according to the new reports, it seems that might have been around the time he took advantage of her.
Listen, Wendy, I've never denied it.
Okay.
I've never denied it. I just felt like in the promotional campaign to go so hard after you already kind of know what the song is about.
Now, since no one has been able to explain Wendy's current condition, considering that life has drastically changed for her since passing out on live TV and stepping away from the entire industry completely, fans are starting to put two and two together about Ray J's involvement. One of the things that has made it significantly easier for them to reach conclusions about his involvement, even besides his constantly contentious history with people from his past, is that someone with actual insider information about him just dropped a bomb. That bomb manages to match the story Wendy Williams has been telling about her life, especially the part involving her substance use. Just like Wendy's Hot Topics, this story might be the expose fans have been waiting for since the host suddenly dropped from the media with little to no explanation.
She's my Jersey girl. She was a woman like me who's part of the subculture of our society, the addict.
Think about it for a second. Wendy announced her struggle with overuse in 2019, and then slightly over a year after, she got with Ray J. And then the year following all of this, in 2022, Wendy reportedly went back to rehab. At the time, it was difficult and outrightly almost impossible to see how Ray J could have played a role in that happening, but now there seems to be evidence that points to the fact, at least, according to Stunna Girl. Apparently, Stunna Girl has some serious dirt on the singer and multimedia mogul regarding Wendy's troubling battle with addiction. Via her Instagram story, she wrote, "Instead of constantly being worried about me, Ray J needs to focus on what he did to Wendy Williams. She ain't been the same since you took her on that drug binge gang." To many, this was quite the accusation, especially because people believe there was little to no evidence to support her statement. But they may have been wrong. Throughout the years, Ray J and Wendy sustained a friendship for quite some time. There was a short period in which internet sleuths had a strong belief there was something more there.
You're like the kind of guy that you could bring him home to your mother and she would absolutely be charmed, but then he's also bad behind the scenes.
However, the two TV stars allegedly remained platonic. With that in mind, Stunna Girl's allegations are a little head-scratching. However, according to the Jasmine brand, her statement might not be as surprising as you may think. She and Ray J have some work history together, as she was on the Baddies South season. The One Wish songwriter is an executive producer for Baddies, and it seems there was a falling out between them. Stunna and her husband wanted to create content independently, and although it was reported that things were cool, Ray J allegedly said something hurtful. That led Stunna Girl to lash out at Ray J on her IG. "Stop speaking on me! None but a Hollywood kid who's having a midlife crisis at 50 facking a gangster image. Once you couldn't pay us for clout and my husband for protection anymore, you started trying to be him. You even tattooed your face like his LMAU bye." Although no one knew the true nature of their relationship, Williams and Ray J did have fans asking questions nonstop back in 2021. Then, Wendy had a grand time in the Big Apple on both June 26th and June 27th of the same year with Ray J. Their fun started when Wendy snapped a selfie of the pair wearing masks in the back of a car and shared it with her Instagram followers. "Guess who's treating me to brunch? He's very cute and very married. I'm close to his family and he is my little brother," Wendy wrote about the rapper and love and hip-hop Hollywood star. Wendy and Ray J kept their NYC adventure going on June 27th when they were spotted together walking around outside. Wendy rocked a Supreme branded sweater and shorts while holding her big white bag. There's also the fact that her arm was linked right with Ray J's, further fueling the stories. It is also worth noting that at the time, both celebrities had either been divorced or had it in the works, just so we have a clear view of their history. As for Stunna Girl's claims, it seems there might be a bit of truth to it, as the fans were very quick to clock in on it. One person wrote, "Ray J is a power player in the industry. Little do people know, the elites love a N that will do anything." Another person added, "Clock his T Stunna, cause him Diddy and Clive did Whitney in and Brandy knew. We love Whitney and Wendy. Ray is a Diddy wannabe." That fan's claims may have appeared random, but word on the street is that Ray J may have been employed by other industry top dogs like Clive Davis and Diddy to take out people who stood in their way. And in both their cases, there's a timeline of events to back up these claims. Jaguar Wright also confirmed these allegations by revealing that Ray J was the last person to see Whitney Houston alive and that he was actually the one who let the substance dealer into her room to drug her.
Ray J was the last person to see her alive. He let the drug dealer in, but she was sober, right? But he let the drug dealer in that gave her the shot.
She went on to say that Whitney had been beaten up before her death.
Leola has said, Leola Brown, Bobby Brown's sister, has said on several occasions that she was beaten. They saw her body. She didn't just die in a tub, like she was beat up.
Although Jaguar doesn't mention who was responsible for beating up Whitney, all the fingers currently point towards Ray J. In fact, after learning that Houston's cocaine use was one of the causes of her death, the icon's ex-husband Bobby Brown's sister Leola reportedly claimed that Ray J knew someone who sold substances and accused him of providing substances to Whitney. Leola reportedly claimed that she witnessed Ray J leaving Houston's hotel room when her former sister-in-law died. She then accused Ray of being a runner boy for the music legend because he knew somebody that sold substances from whom he bought and supplied them to Whitney. In addition to this, in a resurfaced interview, Ray J can be heard saying that he could get Whitney to be sober if he wanted to. This interview was conducted while Whitney was still alive, which meant that Ray J was actually controlling her at the time. What's even more shocking is that in that same interview, Ray J also admitted to using Whitney for clout.
And that every day I was with her, I was not happy.
Right.
Like, I was not happy.
Right, it was the right thing to do.
And I saw myself, like, I was like, yo, I'm on top of the world.
Right.
Look at all the people I'm shaking hands with right now.
At this point, it is clear that Ray J did not care about Whitney and only used her to get his fame. Later on, when Whitney died, Ray J was seen at her funeral grabbing her casket and faking tears for fame and to catapult his career. In 2017, Ray expressed his regrets about what happened to Whitney and even confessed that he was to blame. Speaking to singer Stacey Francis during season of Celebrity Big Brother, Ray brought up the events from 2012 saying, "Stacey and we had a conversation about what happened with Whitney Houston before she passed. I never talk about it, but it was something I felt she wanted to talk about and it was the right time. So we talked briefly about it and I told them how I felt, how I blame myself on a lot of stuff." Ray also insisted that although several media outlets offered him millions to reveal secrets of the music icon's death, he turned down every single proposal. He said, "I had so many people calling me offering millions of dollars to have an interview. I was like, I don't need the money. It's not good money. That's just not right. My karma would be bad." Ray J and Whitney Houston had a well-known and often speculated about relationship that has captured the public's attention for years. Whitney Houston was already an established superstar by the time she met Ray J in the early 2000s. On the other hand, Ray was a young up-and-comer when he first met Houston. He had already begun his career as an actor, appearing on shows like The Sinbad Show and Moesha, and had just released his debut album, Everything You Want, in 1997. At the time, he was still a teenager, and he quickly became enamored with Houston's talent and presence. It's not entirely clear how the two met, but they quickly became close friends. They were often seen together at events and parties, and Ray J even appeared on Houston's reality show, Being Bobby Brown, in 2005. The show, which followed Houston and her then-husband Bobby Brown as they went about their daily lives, gave viewers a glimpse into the couple's tumultuous relationship, but it also showcased Houston's affection for Ray J. As the years went on, rumors began to swirl that Ray J and Houston's relationship was more than just platonic. Some sources claim that they had been romantically involved, while others insisted that they were simply close friends. Despite the speculation, neither Ray J nor Houston ever confirmed or denied the rumors. After Whitney died in 2012, Ray J was reportedly devastated by the loss, and in interviews following her death, he spoke candidly about their relationship, describing her as a mentor and a friend.
I really miss my friend. You know, I really do. I'm still hurting.
Unfortunately for Ray J, all of these controversies have taken a toll on his once perfect relationship with his sister, the iconic Brandy. In his interview with Shannon Sharpe on the Club Shay Shay podcast, Ray J opened up about his journey in the entertainment industry over the past 3 decades. One of the more sensitive topics broached during Ray J's conversation with Sharpe was his relationship with Brandy. The younger siblings shared that he and the R&B star have seemingly grown apart in recent years. When Sharpe inquired about his dealings with his sister, Ray J briefly paused and appeared to become emotional. He explained that his own actions have created a rift in their once ironclad bond. "It's just that Brandy's goals since the beginning have been totally different from mine, and there's a lot of things that I'm involved in that just don't coincide with her brand," he admitted. "As much as you know that we're all together, man, some things I've got to try to scale. Lately, even certain events that I think they've been having, I haven't got the invite, and I'm good with that. But I understand why, and I'm here, but I haven't lately because a lot of the ish I'm doing, it's just a little more left field. It's a little more outrageous, a little louder, a little more dramatic, a tad bit distasteful at times."
Brandy's goals, right, since the beginning have been totally different from
yours.
Yeah, and lately, even certain events that I think they've been having. I mean, I haven't got the invite, and I'm good with that, but I understand why.
Ray J's close relationship with Brandy has been publicly documented dating back to the songstress's initial rise to stardom during the early 90s. Brandy even dedicated Best Friend, a single from her multi-platinum debut album, to her brother. He also appeared alongside Brandy in her hit 90s sitcom Moesha, and both siblings made cameos in each other's music videos on multiple occasions. In any case, as for the feud between Diddy and Ray J, it is no ordinary feud. These are two powerful circles clashing with everything on the line. Ray J's silence could be worth millions, but the truth? Priceless and far more dangerous. So will Ray J give in to the pressure, or will he finally reveal what he's been holding back for years? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. Hollywood's darkest secrets are about to come to light. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.